So the Las Vegas Raiders are rearing to go against the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, and got to be real, uh, this is a team that can be beaten. This is easily a team that can be beaten and should be beaten by the Raiders. And today, I really want to touch on what the Raiders need to do just that. And I think there's a couple of different things in that, as if I can say things. It's uno, dos, cinco ways that the Raiders can beat them. Fuck me. The Las Vegas Raiders are rearing to go to take on the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, and there are 5 ways, uno, dos, cinco ways that the Las Vegas Raiders, or at least five keys to success, nailed it, for the Raiders to take on the Bengals and beat them. So basically, this team under Antonio Pierce is looking for a little bit of a spark, and I think there's a couple of different ways that the Raiders can get that spark and really take them on. So number one, if we come over here, it starts with putting pressure on Joe Burrow because, yes, Joe Burrow is a stud. I think that he has played fantastic for the most part, but he can get got. And I think if you put pressure on him, if you get to the quarterback, Max Crosby gets back there and gets after this offensive line, he's going to make mistakes, and it is going to make it a lot harder for the Bengals to get anything going against the Raiders. And so I think that's the first and foremost thing you have to see from the Raiders against the Bengals. Is getting after Joe Burrow. So I think that's number one. Number two is you got to create turnovers. The Bengals are okay in that regard, but the Raiders got to get a lot better defensively in terms of taking the ball over. And this defense, we've seen glimpses from it during the season, but I need to see more of what we saw in the preseason and what we expected in the preseason, and that is this defense can be very good. And I think that Trayvon Moehrig and company can get especially if Max Crosby and this defensive line can get after Joe Burrow. They can definitely get after some of these meatballs that he will serve up, and that he can go ahead and help out this defense and give it to them. And so for the Raiders, I think that by creating some turnovers, that is going to help them out a lot, and I think that they can definitely do that on Sunday against Joe Burrow and company. Number 3 is they got to establish the run. It's been kind of the caveat that we've been talking about all season, and for the Raiders, it doesn't change against the Bengals. You got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to take care of business, and I think that for the Raiders, it starts up front, and I think that for Dylan Parham and guys like Jackson Powers-Johnson and Andre James in the middle there, we got to be able to create holes for Zamir White and company, and we got to find a way to get it going here, even for Alexander Madison, who's been a stud. But overall, we got to establish the run. We got to be able to get things going there, and I think that it kind of plays into running with the hot hand, pun intended, where I don't care who does it in terms of running the football or throwing the football. We got to go with who's hot in each specific game because the Raiders, let's face it, don't have a lot of consistency at the quarterback position right now, and they don't have a consistency in terms of a running game. Whoever is running the ball well, give them the ball. Give them the football and let them take care of this thing, and I think the Raiders can come out with a win over the Bengals. And again, that comes down to whoever it is that is getting the job done. Run with the person who brought you there and who's having the most success, and I think the Raiders can come out with a win. And then finally, you think you got to feed Brock Bowers. The Bengals are top 10 in receptions and yards that have been allowed to tight ends this season, and Brock Bowers has been a breath of fresh air for this offense. Yes, you traded Devontae Adams. Jacoby Myers looks like he's getting finally back to form and everything, and Trey Tucker's looked pretty good. But overall, Brock Bowers is him, and you got to be able to find a way to get the ball to your rookie playmaker and find a way to just incorporate him into this offense. Throw the ball to him a lot early and often, and watch him take over against this Bengals defense that can easily get God. But overall, let us know what you guys think about our uno, dos, cinco ways that the Las Vegas Raiders can get a win against the Cincinnati Bengals, and 5 keys to success, if you will. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.